All right. Here we go. Another Ashes of Creation live stream update. This is the ranged combat. A little better than a year ago, I believe. This time I am going to pause and comment as we go through the video instead of talking over Steven. So we'll pause it right there. And the whole idea behind this series of videos is that I go back through these 70 plus videos and see what I might have missed, what we might have missed the first time. Plus, I've been playing a lot more MMOs lately. Guild Wars 2 and Elder Scrolls Online. So I think the context for me has improved, but we're going back on a little archaeology experiment through these 70 plus videos to see what we can glean, what we can peel from the bone as we wait for Alpha 2. Here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream day with an awesome showcase of our basic ranged combat revamp. Excited to be here again, showing you guys Ashes of Creation and its current progress towards Alpha 2. I have joining me today two stellar senior designers on our team. Senior designer Trad and Jeremy. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
They're
just
glorious.
Looking forward to showing some of the stuff we've been working on here.
Oh, I know. It's always exciting. Jeremy, how you doing, buddy?
Doing really good. Really excited to be here. Really excited to show the stuff we've got this time.
Yes, and my first...
So this all led up to the most recent live stream that they did, which was the Ranger. So it all kind of was here all along, but they kept giving it, or they finally gave us more. So it's going to be interesting to go back here and see how much it's changed.
My first awe is, of course, the world. Just the unbelievably beautiful environments that the environment team and the design team have just come up with these ruins and this forest. I mean, where are we at right now, Jeremy?
We are in the Riverlands, which was the former heart of the Aelan Empire.
Ooh.
So we're among their ruins from a long time ago after the fall.
Yeah, and people saw some of these things in the weather and...
I feel like they've answered this, but I wonder if any of this is going to be destructible environment. Kind of doubt it, but it would be interesting to see, because they did say in the Gathering one they wanted resources everywhere. So I wonder if, from like a Vox perspective, if you know, you have the right kind of battle here with siege equipment, if that's even a possibility, if any of this is destructible, or even more fascinating, that if you can rebuild it to its former glory.
Seasons showcase. So you guys might recognize this stuff, but the Aelan Empire, that was one of the largest, if not the largest empire at the time of the apocalypse, right?
Right. It was at the height of their golden age when the fall happened. So we are just standing in their ruins now.
And it is so cool. I always love environments where you have these ancient, almost artifacts and just locations that you get to explore. It's really compelling.
Is to make a living, breathing world that's an actual character of our game. Vera should very much feel like a character that has so much history and story behind it.
I think that's going to be true. Vera is going to be a character in the game, and I hope, and I think I see it already, that you're not the superhero of the game. Like, you could be a hero, or you could just be another person wandering around the world. But Vera's going to be the biggest character.
They're like great fantasy worlds of the past and other franchises. Vera should very much feel like one of those that just hearing the name invokes all kinds of history and character and living, breathing, and actually a world that's been in trouble for a long time now, and the players are coming back to help rescue and recover that.
I love it. And I also love the fact...
So rescue and recover. Hopefully that goes to my question about rebuilding these ruins.
Fact that Chris Atkins threw in some slits for this elf's ears to come through. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
I feel a lot comfortable. Ears able to poke through.
Adorable.
The frost
They are
tips.
adorable. This is such a great outfit. I'm loving the cape cloth as well. It's very cool.
Mhm.
So you were mentioning
Oh, you
we
are
are
way
in
up
an
there.
area that is
Wow.
relatively dangerous, right? This is
Yeah.
these aren't elite monsters, right? But they are still deadly.
These are looks like a Minotaur hunting party, war party that are investigating this area for some reason. It looks like some shaman have
I like the jumping
come down
movement.
to this Riverland
It's very
area.
cat-like.
And they're
Oh.
checking things out.
And they have some like guard dogs with them.
They've got some drudgers with them,
Drudgers.
kind of like reptilian dog kind of things
Okay.
that are acting as lookouts and guards while they're looking around for things.
Oh no! Oh, I'm walking. Oh God! Oh no!
It's gonna
No!
bite you.
Just gonna aggro this.
Oh,
Yep,
no.
You got everybody mad at you,
Hold on.
Steven.
Hold on 1 second. Trad, what should I do? What should I?
I really think Steven's trolling everybody sometimes with the gameplay.
What items or abilities?
Spam 2 on one of them. Take that guy down. All right, that was a quick shot right there. So quick shot is an ability that has 3 charges, and each shot does more damage than the last to the target that you're attacking. So you can kind of use it as an opener alpha strike kind of ability.
Oh no!
Just to drop somebody.
Do I have that 2 back again? The quick shot?
Yep. Yeah, we haven't done like full cooldown pass on this or anything, so you can pretty much just spam it right now. But
You got that.
Oh, that
That's a big boy he's taking on there.
guy pushed me. Oh God! I have 16 health. No!
drop it.
No!
The shaman are not something to mess with. They've got that charge.
How did we
They've got
draw?
that ability.
How did I grab so many?
They're paying attention.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, playing as a ranged player, you have to be aware of your surrounding.
I did not. I was not aware of my surroundings. Okay, you guys may notice that I'm not dying right now. And I would just like to comment that the stream would not be good if I died trying to fight these things. What am I using here, Trey?
Yeah, it wouldn't be good at all.
That will be snipe. So unlike quick shot, that is an ability that you can press and hold, and it kind of roots you in place. So it's
Let's see some
you
snipe.
gotta like use that at the right time, but you do get a lot of payoff if you can pull
Yeah,
off
let's see
the
the
whole
power.
thing. So the longer that you charge it, the more damage it does.
I need to get...
I think they've already improved these action buttons. I still stand with the idea that I have that the action buttons themselves are a little old and feel like everything else. If they had, like, there's a wheel on like enlisted, and I think there's actually one in ESO. So like you click whatever button and the little wheel of abilities or actions pops up. I almost think I would rather see that. I'm probably going to get outvoted by everybody on that, but I think I would rather see that and set the game apart, because UI is everything to me. UI is everything. So not only does it have to look beautiful, it has to function beautifully. So I'm not sure if what I'm thinking is going to work out or not, but it'd be interesting to see them try something new.
some of my health back. I
It'll work
apologize,
better.
stream. Let me just say that whenever we do these recordings and I am piloting, right, I have this very well thought out outline and plan about how things are
Then
going
it
to
goes out the
go,
window.
and somehow something happens and it just doesn't.
You're trolling
It
us,
doesn't
Steve.
work. I don't know
It's
why.
like when Mike Tyson says everyone has a plan until they're punched in the face.
Right? Yeah. No
I love it. Ashes has got some Mike Tyson wisdom happening.
plan survives contact with the enemy. So I turned on this cheat code, which doesn't let me die if I fall below 1 hit point. So every time you see me drop to
I'll
1 hit
accept
point,
that
know
code.
that I would have normally just died there, and you guys can, take a shot of water or something.
Point for the Minotaur.
Yeah, point for the Minotaur. Okay, so by the way, you guys are seeing this is early morning here on the Varen Riverlands,
Right.
and you'll see that there's a lot of weather effects that are happening right here. There's some pollen because we're in the middle of spring, but it's
terrible.
also
My
early
allergies are
morning,
gonna
so we
carry
have
into the
this
game.
fog layer that's rolling through. Of course, the aesthetics of Ashes of Creation are very important. We've always said that game systems makes games fun.
There's going to be pollen. I'm going to need some Benadryl herbs or something.
And the game environment and the aesthetics make it beautiful and make it immersive. So we double down on both of those. But Jeremy, talk to me a little bit about these Minotaurs. Who are these Minotaurs? Why are they here?
They're very angry.
So these Minotaurs, well, prior to the fall, they were kind of just a nomadic, chaotic race. They're a race that really benefited when the player races left for Sanctus. So they, in the intervening time, they've gotten stronger. They've kind of found some techniques, some help in some ways from other entities that aren't friendly. So they've really got organized, got equipped, and they're kind of actually excited to see the players come back because they want some revenge.
Okay, they are happy.
So they are looking for ways to. They have oral histories and things that tell of these people that held them down and hunted them, and they're brutal.
Oh, wait a minute! Look at the little cheat screen down here. I wish I could zoom in on that.
Really wanting to exact that revenge.
I mean, what would I do?
Can I? I'm gonna cheat here again because I just want to go up to them and give people a look at what these Minotaurs look like in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Terragor is one of those clans or tribes.
All right. Oh, they have tribes of
them. The Raincaller, who has essence that kind of evokes water. He has.
So one thing I've noticed after reviewing all these streams, and you're gonna notice it too, once I press this and after I say it, they've all got, when they're standing still, the Elvis Presley hip motion going down.
Water abilities, throws water, attacks, and
you can't
makes shields of
it's cool, man.
Water bubbles around them.
This guy
wagging waving the tail.
Oh, I love the
He's awesome.
Work.
Look, holy shnikes! Like, look at the eye on that guy, in the face. That is killer. That really is killer. And when they talk about monster tokens, where you get to play as a monster, this is one that I want to hop inside.
Eli's done an amazing job on these, and these are just a shaman. These are kind of the ones that are
he's still a badass,
divine and have a little bit of a connection there.
He's got some good ink.
Much bigger ones, much more even scarier ones, like the Marauders and the Berserkers and even the Khan, which we've seen called.
Oh wow, look at that! I'm sorry, I'm just looking over in the distance and I see this giant like tower structure.
Yeah, that's the Tower of Carfin under a curse that is causing a lot of problems for the area too.
Oh, okay. You're right. Actually,
which is crazy. Yeah, we keep seeing that. We've seen it in the corruption a little bit, but this is one region of a massive world. There's so much we are not going to see, even in Alpha 2, because they're not going to ruin the entire game. And they went to this much trouble. Like, nobody knows how much they have done in the rest of the world, but this is crazy. This is just one region, the Riverlands.
I think if we approach up here, we actually cross over into the boundary of Carfin, the wreckage of Carfin, right? It's like science.
Correct, yeah. And Carfin was one of the great cities of the Alien Empire, and it's now in.
So I do think it's a possibility that Node State's going to affect rebuilding. I hope it is. That would be interesting to me.
Ruin.
Ooh, there we go. Yes. Oh, I see it. That, my friends, that you're seeing off in the distance is in Alpha 2, obviously.
So one issue with the lighting in the game, for me anyway, and I only think it's the angle of the sun, is sort of the haze when it's too bright, right? You lose some of that clarity, and I think it's the angle of the sun.
And Jeremy, tell us a little bit about the tower and what, just a little bit, nothing give away too much, but just a little bit about the tower. What is it? What is the tower from a player's perspective?
It was a focus of the mages and study of the Alien Empire. Carfin was a city that kind of had a great mage population, so it had a university there.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong with that?
And things went bad there during the last days of the fall. They made some desperate measures in a really awesome quest series that Scott's written up and implemented things.
Awesome. So it's going to be a pretty fun tower that is intended for many groups to exist within and fight.
Yeah, I bet we're going to spend a lot of hours in the tower.
Now, Trad, question. What type of weapon am I using? Thank you. What type of weapon am I using here?
This would be the longbow. So you can kind of tell, like, when you're shooting your basic attack.
I've been a critic of some of the oversized swords and everything, but this is beautiful. I just I don't always want to just offer criticism because I love this game, but this thing's beautiful.
Attack that the shots are a little bit slower, but have more power behind them. Yeah, I really like the model that I threw together for this.
Oh, it looks so good.
Looks like it's of an
I think it's just the fog
design.
that's...
So one of the greater Empyrean bow makers of the past. Maybe someone's remembered the techniques to make it.
We'll have to see him during the golden hour.
So now
go and shoot something with it, like go ahead and hold the button down. One thing that we're playing around with this that we haven't done with our melee weapons is it has a contextual behavior based on if you're tapping the just pressing the button versus holding it. So kind of like snipe, you can actually hold these attacks, and instead of doing just a rapid fire.
I'll just be on record. There's a poor defenseless duck, and we all know about the great duck murder.
Sorry, just Trad, 1 second. Something happened. These little birds just spawned.
Is that a duck or is that a bird?
Right near me, and they're like eating on the ground. If I move, will they move?
I hope so.
Yeah, my code works.
Let's see.
Let's find out.
Birds,
come hither.
How are you just gonna sit here and let me run around you? What are they doing? They're just they're eating, I guess. Oh no!
You're about to get eaten.
Okay, wait. What do you want me to do this weapon?
Hold your Q button.
We went through this, Steven.
Houston, we might have a problem.
He is trolling us all the way, and I love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your shots of water ready. We may be getting a little early. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, let's see if we can get the whole tribe invited.
Perfect. Oh, I know. That's true. That's true. I just don't want to.
Boom! Big shot.
Oh,
yep.
That's
what
nice.
Was that? Did he charge
That was kill.
me?
He got you.
Oh, I like the impact.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So I can jump while shooting this.
Oh. Whatever shield that was that guy cast, that was pretty sick.
Now just imagine that I have a lot more health. Nobody look at the health. Don't look at my health.
You're looking at your health.
What are they shooting at us, Jeremy?
Those are from they're casting this water bolt, this really hardened water that's just slamming into you for force.
Okay,
damage.
So the shield is probably water.
Hits, yeah.
They're all elemental.
Cool. All right,
makes sense.
Trad, I apologize. I am now going to appropriately engage from the correct
get the jump on them
positions. Okay, so something cool about the longbow. Oh, now they fly away. Look at that. The birds are flying. Something cool about the longbow is that as opposed to the short bow, you are able to actually hold and charge each of the basic attacks. Is that correct?
Yep.
And doing so, what does that do for the weapon user?
It's more power, right?
Currently, it's just a damage increase, but we can.
Yeah, they've got a tone. Like, I get it if you had the sun directly in your eyes. There's some blinding, but like the washout from the overly bright sun, hopefully they tuned that.
Do all sorts of things with this later, like, if you're charging it up longer.
You want some of it.
You can set up some kind of status effect combo. There's all kinds of things that we can do with it. But yeah, right now, it just increases the damage. And so, for example, one thing you could do is you could do 2 basic shots and then charge the final shot.
Yeah, charge that big one.
Like a big spike of damage there at the end. So
that's cool.
Be charged individually.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And now we have some abilities that we talked about. These are from the Ranger archetype. Of course, we're not going to show everything that the Ranger has, but we are going to give you guys some ideas of the abilities in its kit.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to go watch the Ranger update because it's pretty killer what they've added in just, a year?
What is this first ability called? This is Snipe?
Yeah, this is Snipe. This is the one I was talking about earlier, where it's kind of like the basic attack, but a lot more powerful. You can hold this, and when you see that little flash there at the end, that indicates that it's fully charged.
Oh, that's a strong ability.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can keep holding it in case you want to, like, wait for the target to get low before you, bring him down.
No, that's exactly it. You might want to snipe some of these upper level guys, in a mob, and you got somebody standing between you and them that could really change the battle.
Getting healed, all kinds of things that you can do, but after a certain point, it stops getting charged and it reaches max damage.
Oh, that's cool.
He's healing.
He's healing.
I love his sounds. Those are really cool.
Now, what happens? Let's get into that environment where I'm getting chased by a few creatures. Hold on. Let's see if I can find a couple more, because I know there's another ability we have called Airstrike, which is kind of cool.
Oh, they do show Airstrike in this one.
Really cool.
So now let's say, for example, as the ranger, I have these creatures, and this melee guy is on me, and I want to reposition. Tell me a little bit about what Airstrike does.
Airstrike does a lot of things. It moves the character in the direction that...
Yeah, I like that. I think I remember they changed it a little bit, but I really like that. And they have some other evasion abilities.
You're facing, and it rains 3 projectiles down in the path that you're going. And each of those projectiles does damage, and AoE, and also the targets. So you could think of this more as like, not quite a ability, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, that ability is so rad.
Yeah, especially your wizard, like, root somebody down in whatever spell, and then you're able to pull back and get back with that, and then come at them with a snipe. I think it's going to be solid.
I love using it.
You can see it's channeling nature essence to cause roots to come up and bind to grab the Minotaur and hold them.
And now this quick shot ability, by the way, that I see it has a debuff that looks like the quick shot icon on the target. What's that doing?
So basically each shot of quick shot will increase the damage of the next application of that specific attack against the target. So it kind of encourages to unload all 3 of your charges for a big spike of burst damage, but that does come at the cost of each charge comes back individually. So you either have to wait a longer period of time to get that burst, or you can just kind of weave them in here and there if you want more readily available damage.
Got it. That's super cool.
So
I have here now a reticle on my screen. So we've switched from tab target mode, which is a point and click with the cursor or using tab to cycle targets based on proximity priority, right? And into this reticle based mode, which now you can see the targeting plate.
I do like ESO's reticle based. Can't lie. I like it. It adds some spice to it for sure.
And the top is slightly grayed out. And we do that to demonstrate that that is a soft lock target versus a hard lock target. And what a soft lock target is, Trad, do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. So if you are in action mode and you don't have a target actually selected like you would in a tab target game, then it'll just smartly choose whatever target it thinks is the most appropriate for where your camera is and attack that target. But if you were to actually select a target, I think is it right mouse button in action mode?
Right. Right now, it's of course all of this stuff is customizable by the user, but if you press the right mouse button in action mode, it will hard lock the target, which means you can take your reticle off the target and it won't change. Correct, Trad?
Right.
Okay.
That's awesome. Now we have another type of ranged weapon that we can show.
I don't know enough yet. I have to play it before I can say much about that.
Oh, and I can still, while in action mode, I can still tab to cycle targets as well.
Yeah, we really wanted to showcase a more tab-based combat here because in the last live stream, all of our melee attacks were there were more hitboxes, right? They didn't acquire a hard target.
Okay.
And so we wanted to show a little bit more of that in this stream. And so, right here, for example.
This is all going to sort itself out during Alpha 2. So, I mean, whatever my opinion is or anybody else's right now doesn't really change much. It's going to be in-game feedback for sure.
Target.
And they'll listen.
You're not having to aim your reticle or anything like that. It's more what you, in line with what you expect of a more traditional type of game. But at the same time, we still have abilities like airstrike and, other things that we haven't even shown yet that are going to be more action oriented. So we can hopefully hit the sweet spot of having a nice combination of all that.
And it's more fun. I've played Rangers in EQ, EQ2, the great archer types in Guild Wars and Hunters and WoW. And when it's this mode with the reticle and stuff, it's just fun running around shooting these guys.
Oh, it is super fun. And I've switched over to the short bow now. So let me see if I can show off that short bow. Get into a good light. 1 second. I'll exit this mode. There we go. So now I have a short bow equipped versus the versus the long bow. And talk to me a little bit about the difference in the short bow, Tread.
Sure, yeah. The direction that we went with the short bow was a lot more, I almost want to say, acrobatic. Like, you can use this a lot more freely with the movement. It doesn't slow you as much. It's a higher rate of fire. Basically, this is the more mobile feeling, lightweight version of the long.
Yeah, I could see you mixing the short bow better with like a melee weapon.
So it's not quite as powerful because you're making some trade-offs here with range and attack speed, and I do think right now we're actually putting a higher rate on this one, so it's got burst potential. But these are just the kinds of decisions that we want the players to be making when they're selecting their weapon of choice. What do I value?
I love the movement of that. Yeah, I mean, it is a very different feeling, right? One, I'm much more mobile, being able to shoot and not have to sacrifice a lot of my movement speed like I had to with the longbow. So just from that aspect alone, it feels like a very different weapon. I'm also not able to charge. I'm holding down the attack, and it's just firing a bunch. You'll see that I can blind fire because I'm in action mode. That's why I'm like firing extra there. But it feels very different. And of course, it doesn't change the way you have access to your abilities. Your abilities are there regardless of the type of range weapon necessarily you're using. Short bow or long bow.
There you go.
And then I don't have to have a hard target lock also now for the abilities either. They tie off of the reticle. And I know there's some feedback that we wanted to collect from players with regards to this demonstration. You want to talk a little bit about that, Trent?
Yeah, as always, every time we make an ability, we're pretty much always thinking about what is the right balance between restricting player movement for the sake of weight, getting the feeling of the weight and that being able to animate the full body, all the good things that come along with restricting movement. But at the same time, we definitely don't want to be a game that makes it frustrating to attack and move at the same time. And a lot of people, what I think a lot of people love in MMOs is the feeling of agency and freedom in combat, and we want to retain that. So
what skill though?
Just as you see these abilities go off, and
skill outside of just selecting things in the right order at the right time, like that's definitely part of skill. I think aiming, terrain, angle, all those things need to really impact it. That's what I mean by skill.
Get used in this environment. Like, I guess we appreciate any feedback on how that direction is going.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
also from the
I want to see the berserker and the con
enemy side, and asking on behalf of like Doug's encounter group, it's how fast is the combat playing? Is it too slow? Is it too fast? Does it feel good?
I was just thinking it'd be really interesting because we talked a little bit about PvE AI, and they've talked about the the monster tokens, right? Where you get to play a monster. What if, and maybe this is way too much to ask, but what if the AI actually learned from all these experiences on how humans also played those monsters? I'll throw that one out there for the comments section.
The time to kill, or what you're seeing right now, or is it what players are liking? Do people like? And keeping in mind, these are solo ones right now. These are tuned more for solo fighting. These aren't elite group mobs, but for one-on-one type of fights.
Yeah, I like in the solo areas. You know, this for me, this speed feels pretty good, given that I'm a DPS class, and these guys are particularly susceptible to rangers because they are mage class NPCs. But you know, getting your guys' opinion on those things.
Yeah, if they had a tank running in here against you, it's a whole different story. And I know that's what they're talking about in Ashes when it comes to meta, is the right combination of classes in your party.
Also, the differences between the weapon types, right? We talked a little bit about the longbow. We talked a little bit about the shortbow. You know, being able to kind of give us feedback on how you feel the direction has gone now. Is this the type of ranged combat you're looking for? Those of you out there, especially who are bow users and enjoy these classes,
I like it.
You know, what is it about
the games
that you have played that?
I'm gonna have to go back to the Ranger update. And I think I did a lot of complaining about the sounds and the rate of fire, but that was before I got back into like ESO and everything. So I think I'm gonna have to go back with this fresh in mind and watch that Ranger update once again.
You felt had good range combat in it, and are you seeing elements of that demonstrated in this type of combat as well? I can tell you that obviously seeing is one thing. In Alpha 2, those of you who have access will be able to.
On that note, Steven, I'm still waiting on you guys to get back to me as a content creator. Please, 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 I want to play this game.
Give us kind of your feedback. And, you know, of course, that's not under NDA, so all of us get to watch and participate.
Yep, that's going to be awesome. No NDA. It's going to be great for the stream. Going to love it. Hours.
Participate in Alpha 2 through watching others play it and getting their feedback and experiences as well.
It's going to be a great opportunity, too, for the right kind of streamer to educate whoever's, you know, just stumbling across this game for the first time and say, look, it's still in development. It's open development. UI is being improved. These things are all being improved. It's a great marketing ploy if they have the right people exposing the game to the public. And they only have so much control over that. So I'm hoping the community really polices itself on that.
Another thing that I think is pretty cool that I wanted to talk about actually was these weapons and the types of skill trees that they have associated with them. Trey, do you want to talk to us a little bit about, you know, how these skill trees interact with the weapon?
Let's talk about that massive statue head right there. That's definitely going to come into the story.
For sure, yeah. Part of the plan with each of these weapons is they'll each have a unique skill tree associated with them to differentiate them.
I think we see that later
in terms of feel, but also in terms of mechanics. And
I have short-term memory issues, so it's always new to me. It's always Christmas.
An important thing that we really want to capture in Ashes is the ability basically so the player can build their character, you know, how they want, and that extends beyond just their class choice, right? So, for example, if I'm the ranger, I can spec into my short bow or I can spec into my longbow, and those will be two very different builds. For example, the short bow may specialize or have a part of its tree that specializes in applying bleeds, and bleeds might synergize with specific ranger abilities that, you know, the longbow might not necessarily synergize with. So weapon choice will play into like what abilities and your type you're specializing in. There's just a lot that goes into it. Yeah.
I like the acrobatic nature that they put into this, and what I do remember from the Ranger update most recently, like you can really move around the map.
You're starting to scratch the surface of that.
And you would also want to take into account
they're going to have a hard time keeping track of the ranger in combat. If you've got like 3-4 other people in the party and you're flying all over the place, good luck.
Enemies you're going up against, what areas you're going into, what enemies you're hunting, and is it a player versus a monster? Players will behave very differently, and is a longbow getting the drop on them important? Are you spec for short bow for being dodgy and moving around them? You got all those things to keep in mind.
Absolutely. Well, guys, appreciate you joining us today to talk about this stuff.
We appreciate your live update, Steven. And I think we got another one coming up January 31st, 2024. This is good stuff. I love the scenery in this game.
It is amazing that the world you guys are building, the mechanics here. I hope everyone in the audience has enjoyed the demonstration. Talk to us, give us your feedback, tell us what you liked about it, what you would like to see changed. Make sure you do so on the YouTube video and Twitch, on Reddit, on our forums, everywhere you possibly can. It means so much to us to be able to kind of reflect on what the community has to say.
They actually listen to the community too. That's going to be an interesting thing to see in the MMO world.
About the works in progress we're showing you towards Alpha 2. Jeremy, Trad, thank you very much for joining. It is always appreciated. Hearts in chat. These guys are doing awesome. Yes, Purple Heart. These guys are doing awesome work, and I'm loving the progress, and I'm loving sharing with community. As I know you and everyone else
it's going to be a really fun
streams
game
possible enjoys it. And with that said, everyone, we will see you back on stream.
Let's roll it back here. We'll cut sound for a second and just let it go. So what did you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Look at that. The cat-like acrobatics of this ranger. I love it. This is going to be my main character. I mean, I play around with some other things, but this is going to be it. And just right now, like, does this not feel like Lord of the Rings, being up there when the Nazgul attacked? Like, some of these things just you could feel the story vibe. It's going to be so stinking good. Mixing in the economy, all the node systems. This is going to be something special. There's a couple other guys that are really big in the YouTube and streaming world. Some of the streams that I really enjoy watching that have said this is probably going to be their last MMO. So it's a damn good thing that it's going to be this good. I look forward to Alpha 2. I need to find my way into that somehow. Hopefully they're going to make another offering. I did not bite on the skins on the pre-order pack. I didn't care about the skins. I think that's what held me back a little bit. I think it was a reasonable deal. I just want to play the game, though. I don't need the cosmetics. And I'm really hoping that they do return communication to all the content creators that have applied. I haven't heard back yet, but I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure they're overwhelmed with everything they've got going on. Going forward, let me know if you want me to do the complete live update in this style. This is the style I'm going to go with, where I can pause and interrupt. It's a lot better than waiting to the end and trying to remember things and looking like I'm busy on my phone writing notes. Then we get to see the lovely Miss Margaret too that way as well, and get to see her banter with Mr. Stevens. So I think I'm probably going to switch to the full live updates starting on the 31st with the new one. Going back through the old ones, I'm not sure yet. That's going to be you guys making that decision. Let me know. Thanks again. Please, if you are so inclined, drop a like, drop a subscribe, spread the news about this channel and the stream. Love to talk with everybody in chat all the time. Till next time, thank you.